Good morning, everyone. And shall we start by saying cheers? Always nice to start the day with a glass of champagne. Cheers. Actually, we do that every morning. But well, thank you all for joining us here this morning. We have a piece of news to tell you, which may not be entirely a surprise for you, but because it has been some time coming. But now we are at an important point here, and I think it's time to tell you all some details of it. For us, of course, it's very, very important to create good results for our shareholders. It's very important for the bank to create a track record of people that look back at having been partners with us, look back at that with happiness. And I think we can certainly say that we have created that scenario also for the shareholders that are now selling out. And I think that's a testament to the strength of our business model and the continuous growth that we've been going through, and in our view, will continue to go through for many years to come. But it's also very nice for us that when we do have such a change process, that we get on board people that we feel can really add value to the business, people that will be happy and proud to work with going forward. And therefore, it is a pleasure for us to announce that Texas Pacific Group, one of the biggest investment firms in the world, will be taking up a significant shareholding in the bank.
Thank you, Lars. We've all seen turbulent times in the market, and I don't think too many deals are being done on the back of turbulent times like the ones we are in. We do one today, and I think one thing I'd like to add before I start going a little bit more into detail is that this actually values Saxo Bank on a market capitalization basis as the number 2 bank in Denmark after Danske Bank. The transaction obviously is signed, which means that all the parties have signed off on the terms, the valuation and everything. And the remaining part is basically the formal approvals from the various authorities, which we hope to be a formality, but again, you never know in this world. Lars kan godt lide sminke. Jeg kan ikke.
Saxo Bank announced today that TPG Capital, one of the world's leading investment firms, will become a major shareholder in Saxo Bank. How are you feeling signing this important deal?
Well, we feel good. TPG is a global private equity firm, one of the biggest in the world, with around $50 billion in investment capital. They have a very good track record for making clever investments, so clearly they are professional people. For them to invest in Saxo Bank is clearly an endorsement of our strategy to become a much bigger bank in global capital markets.
Lars, can you tell a little more in detail about the deal?
Well, the deal is structured in 2 parts, or 2 possible outcomes, I would say. Initially, TPG will be buying 30% of the shares of Saxo Bank, predominantly from General Atlantic, Banco Espírito Santo, and then from some of the smaller shareholders if they wish to sell. Kim and I will not sell anything. But there are apparently a couple of co-investors that are interested but haven't had time to make final decisions yet. So over the next couple of months, as we close the deal, there is a possibility that the deal will increase to 40% of Saxo Bank, in which case Kim and I potentially will sell a few percent to reach that 40% that TPG at that point would prefer to have.
The valuation of the bank, according to the deal, is all in all 10 billion Danish kroners. That's about 1.3 billion euros. Are you satisfied with that valuation?
Well, for now, I think it's okay. I mean, in 19 years, we built what is now seen from a valuation point of view, the second largest bank in the Kingdom of Denmark. So clearly, we're satisfied with that. Lars and I are still long-term investors in this, as Lars mentioned. We're not selling any shares because we believe in this going forward. I think under the present circumstances with a massive financial crisis, I think it's a strong blue stamping of Saxo Bank that a professional investor comes with around 10 billion to buy into Saxo Bank.
General Atlantic invested in Saxo Bank in June 2005. They must have made a lot of money. Were they happy?
I guess you should ask them, but yes, they did make a very good return on their investment. I think it's important for Kim and I also to create a track record of people that have actually made money being investors in Saxo Bank. We have had people that sold out earlier times. Now we have again some investors that have chosen to take home most of their investment, and it is important for us that we deliver good returns to our investors. And it's certainly my impression that General Atlantic are very happy with this outcome.
Until today, you guys have owned 30% of Saxo Bank. How much do you get out of this deal?
Well, basically, what we do is we give TPG certain rights that within a 5 to 6 year period that we agree that we will go for an IPO wherever that is possible in a global marketplace, and for that we have received a payment from TPG.
Will your roles change? Will you remain CEOs of Saxo Bank?
Sure. I mean, it will be exactly the same as it used to be, so there will be no change there. The only change is that General Atlantic and Banco Espírito Santo basically is taking a profit on their investment, and now we will continue with TPG as a major shareholder together with us and whoever of the minority shareholders who choose to stay.
It's been 19 years since you first founded Saxo Bank as a small brokerage in the middle of Copenhagen. What was your vision back then in September 1992?
Well, I think like many other relatively young people in those days, we certainly wanted to get our foot under our own table, and that was an important part of it, to have our own business that we could give the direction for, that we could create what we thought was right. I think it would be inaccurate to say that we had foreseen exactly all of the developments over the years, but our focus was then, as it is now, on trying to deliver a good service and a competitive pricing in the most efficient way. And of course, as the internet came along during the 90s and we began to get involved in a lot of technology, well, that was because we felt that was a better way to deliver the service to the client. But the basic vision to deliver a good service at a good price in an efficient way with the right products is still the same.
Kim, you spoke about the strategy. Can you reveal some more details about the future prospects of Saxo Bank?
Well, I think that clearly we believe that the whole financial world is in a big transformation right now. I mean, that's pretty evident from turning on the television these days. And I think what we need in the future is we need efficiency, like you had it in the car industry, where Japanese came in and made a very, very efficient production line and value chain. I think we need the same in the financial sector, and that can only happen if you heavily rely on IT and the internet. So that will continue to be our focus, combined with a multi-asset approach, because as we see right now, only being long equities is not necessarily the best way to invest, which is the more traditional way. So having products that will allow you to invest in any macro cycle in the economy and benefit from it has always been our goal, and that will, I think we've been strengthened in that belief, and we will continue to do that. The last important component, I think, is expanding the geographical footprint of Saxo Bank, opening up new offices and trying to get out where our clients and both private individuals, corporates and white labeling clients are around. So we need to have that proximity, but we also need to have a very, very efficient global platform that would allow people to interact with us. I think the last thing I would like to mention also is that we are very focused on content as well. We believe that the information you give to your users and their way of interacting with each other, sharing information, getting education and all of that is a very important component going forward as well. So you can expect some serious stuff from us there as well.